Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
Hold on, not so fast. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves.
Pena in a jam. The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it. It's a base hit. It's a 1-0 10-inning victory.
With a tying run at third and 2 down in the bottom of the 11th. 4-3 Blue Jays. Timlin. Nixon bunts. Timlin on it. Throws to first. For the first time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.
What's going on, baseball fanatics? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And here we are bringing you another installment of Woulda Shoulda Coulda. This installment is being brought to you at the request of a baseball fanatic, Kevin Caps. So thank you, Kevin, for the suggestion. Now, we are going to be taking a look and examining a dynasty that should have been, similar to the way we did with the Cubs, but this time over the 1990s Atlanta Braves. So it's very apropos with the Braves being in the World Series right now that we take a look at them. So let's get into it. Now, to truly understand the tale of the dynasty that should have been for the Atlanta Braves during the 1990s, we have to head back all the way to 1991. Now, at this point, the league was very, very different. The Atlanta Braves found themselves in the National League West Division of all places. They found themselves amongst teams like the Los Angeles Dodgers, San Diego Padres, San Francisco Giants, Cincinnati Reds, and Houston Astros. And in that West Division, the Atlanta Braves would find themselves in the heat of a serious battle with the Los Angeles Dodgers, winning the division by one sole game.
Everybody standing. Here we go. Little tap toward third. Pendleton field. Throw. From worst to first. Listen to this crowd. The Braves have tied the Dodgers for first. Total. First, let's watch as this club gets to the dugout. Listen to these.
But for all intents and purposes, the Braves are going to wrap up the division title. Here's Darryl Strawberry with a runner at second. 4-0 still. Trevor Wilson for the Giants. And here's a fly ball hit to right field. This may do it. Justice is back. It's over. The Braves win it.
Now, finishing that season with a 94-68 record would push the Atlanta Braves to the National League Championship Series against the Pittsburgh Pirates, who arguably were the better team that season with 98 wins.
0-2 to the batter. And to the first baseman under. And that's it for Atlanta. They won last night. They won this evening. And John Smoltz has pitched Atlanta into the World Series.
That series would go 7 games and bring about a very epic World Series against the Minnesota Twins.
It is short. Pena in a jam. The Twins are going to win the World Series. The Twins have won it. It's a base hit. It's a 1-0 10-inning victory.
Now, as you just saw, the Atlanta Braves would be defeated in 7 games, a epic Game 7 10th inning walk-off for the Minnesota Twins would dishearten the Atlanta Braves, but that would not deter them. Now, as we head forward to the year 1992, the Atlanta Braves came back with a vengeance. This time, they would win the National League West Division by a solid 8 games.
Here comes the 2-2 to Patterson. Fly ball, center field. Otis Nixon is there. Atlanta fans everywhere. Let the celebration begin again.
With a record of 98-64, the Atlanta Braves would head into the National League Championship Series against the same team they defeated the year before, the Pittsburgh Pirates, this time as the favorite in this series. And it would be as epic a series as you've ever seen. Going all the way to 7 games, the Atlanta Braves would come out victorious and head to the World Series.
He hacked to the 2-0, now the 2-1. Line drive and a base hit! Justice has scored the tying run. Green to the plate. And he is saved! Saved at the plate! The Braves go to the World Series! The unlikeliest of heroes wins the National League Championship Series for the Atlanta Braves. Francisco Cabrera, who had only 10 at-bats in the major leagues during the regular season, singled through the left side, scoring Sid Bream from second base with the winning run. Bream, who's had 5 knee operations in his lifetime, just beat the tag of his ex-mate Mike LaValliere.
Timlin. Nixon bunts. Timlin on it. Throws to first. For the first time in history, the World Championship banner will fly north of the border. The Toronto Blue Jays are baseball's best in 1992.
And while Atlanta would push the Blue Jays, it would not be to the same level, and they would drop the series in 6 games to the Toronto Blue Jays. This would now push the Atlanta Braves back to the drawing board to restart and to look ahead to 1993. Now, 1993 was once again a year of serious competition for the Atlanta Braves, as they would be just 1 game better than the San Francisco Giants in that 1993 season to take the National League West Division title.
Braves were home against the Rockies, and David Justice made sure of the victory.
Curve, swung, high drive, right field. Clark is back. He looks up in the corner. It is gone. Home run, Justice. The Atlanta Braves have run the table against the Colorado Rockies. 13-0 against them, and now scoreboard watching will be the order of the day.
4,000 Brave fans stayed behind to watch the Giants play in Los Angeles. There, Dusty Baker's dream season was slipping away. Mike Piazza slammed 2 home runs as Los Angeles trounced San Francisco 12-1, finally exhausting the Giants' pennant hopes. The epic drama was over, and the Braves, winners of 104, were division champions for the 3rd time in a row.
And despite having 104 wins in that 1993 season, they would be defeated by the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League Championship Series in 6 games. This would now be pushing the Atlanta Braves further away from their goal, as coming off of back-to-back World Series appearances, they now were defeated in the championship series. Fast forward to 1994, and the Atlanta Braves would find themselves faced with a very difficult task. This time, the league looks different. This time, the league much more resembles the league that we now know, with the 3 divisions in the East, the Central, and the West. The Braves, rightfully so, now in the East Division, would find themselves sitting in 2nd place behind the very talented Montreal Expos. After the season that they had in 1993, where they were defeated in the championship round, and coming off of 2 World Series appearances before that, the Braves would bolster their team by bringing in the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Greg Maddux.
Over the outside corner, 1 away, 1 on, 2 out. Got him to end the inning. For the second baseman, lefty, Boggs has a hit.
Twinville to be scheduled. Clark Chase again, the 0-2. That's it all out.
He'll do it. Perfect paint on the inside corner. Got it.
On deck. That should do it. Ground ball to Lemke. He's got it. Great match.
The future Hall of Famer was an absolute must-have for the Atlanta Braves, and it truly pushed them to being one of the best starting rotations in the history of Major League Baseball. However, 1994 would be the strike-shortened season, and we would not find out who the best team was in the new National League East Division. Therefore, the Braves' streak of divisional championships continued, because 1994 stopped it before the end of the season actually happened. So as we continue looking forward, 1995 would be the big year for the Atlanta Braves. This would be the year that they would dominate the National League scene, winning 90 games, which was 5 more than the next closest team, the Cincinnati Reds. Not to mention they would absolutely obliterate the standings in the National League East by winning the division by 21 games over the second place New York Mets and Philadelphia Phillies. The postseason in 1995 would see an expansion of sorts, and we would now have the divisional round. In their first round matchup, the Braves would take on one of the newer expansion teams, the Colorado Rockies. They would defeat them 3-1 in a best-of-5 game series, advancing on to the championship round. In that championship round, they would take on the Cincinnati Reds and defeat them wholeheartedly with a 4-game sweep. Advancing on to the World Series against the Cleveland Indians. Now this is where we would get the iconic call from Bob Costas that the team of the 90s finally had their championship.
Left center field, Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its World Championship.
5 straight divisional titles, as well as 2 World Series appearances, and coming off of 4 straight championship series appearances as well. This is where the team was looked at to begin their start of their dynasty. A championship is already under the banner, several World Series appearances, championship series appearances, and divisional crowns for 4 straight seasons. However, this is also where things would start to become redundant. The Atlanta Braves will go on to win the division for 14 straight years from 1991 to 2005. But at no point did they get back to the same level of success that they had in 1995. Now, why is that? The Braves would find themselves in 1996 going up against a team that was also viewed as a strong powerhouse in the New York Yankees. This series would go 6 games, with the Braves taking the first 2 and dropping 4 straight. A very disheartening feeling for the Atlanta Braves. In 1997, the Braves would be defeated in 6 games in the championship series by the Florida Marlins. In 1998, the Braves would find themselves losing to the hands of the San Diego Padres. In 1999, they would make it back to the World Series only to be defeated by the New York Yankees once again. In the year 2000, the Atlanta Braves would be swept by the St. Louis Cardinals in the divisional round, knocking them out of the postseason. So as we've looked at the different records and where they would finish, the Atlanta Braves had a very strong team for 14 straight years, from 1991 to 2005. But looking at those 90s years when they had arguably the best rotation in all of Major League Baseball, there was a lot left to be desired for Braves fans, and rightfully so. When you think about it, you had 3 Hall of Fame pitchers in Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine, and John Smoltz. You had arguably one of the best switch hitters to ever play this game in Chipper Jones. A dynamic center fielder, Andruw Jones. You had arguably the most disrespected and undervalued first baseman in the history of Major League Baseball, Fred McGriff. And yet, with all this star power, with all this firepower, this team was unable to make it back to the top of the mountain. All except for that 1995 season. So what went wrong? This team should have arguably been able to win multiple World Series, become a dynasty of sorts in Major League Baseball. And while they're looked at as one of the more successful franchises, especially because of this 14-year run, without those championship titles to go with it, it seems devoid of gravitas. In the world of Major League Baseball, championships mean everything. And while the Braves would kind of make their own destiny for the first half of the 1990s, they would not find themselves with that same level of success heading into the second half. 3 World Series appearances through 1995, including the non-season of 1994. But after that, they would only make it back to the World Series in 1999. So tell me, Braves fans, where do you hang your hat on this dynasty that should have been with the Atlanta Braves? Year after year, they gave you hope. Year after year, they were in the fight, only to come up short, having arguably the best 3-headed monster a rotation has ever seen, having arguably one of the best switch hitters the game has ever seen, having arguably one of the greatest defensive center fielders the game has ever seen. What happened? Let me know your feelings down in the comment section below as to what happened, what went wrong with the Atlanta Braves. Obviously, the Braves are now finding themselves in the World Series this season.
Here's a 1-0. And on the ground, Swanson, he's got it to his feet, throw to first. There it is! The Atlanta Braves are going to the World Series!
And I do believe that they are a very, very hot team, especially coming off of that Game 1, as this is being recorded the day after Game 1. This is a franchise that is steeped in history, steeped in majesty, if you will. But when you look back at the 1990s as a Braves fan, you can't help but feel a lack of what could have been. But again, let me know your thoughts on this down in the comment section below, and we'll discuss it further. If there are any other suggestions that you have out there, baseball fanatics, let me know, and we'll put it all together. Thank you once again to Kevin Caps for suggesting this particular video. I do appreciate the suggestion. Now, as always, you know what to do here on YouTube. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the like, and share this with your friends. This allows us to continue growing this channel, this community that we're building here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. Check out our sister channels, WeSibs and the Granny Geek Show. Links to their channels will be down in the show notes below, so make sure you check them out and give them a follow as well. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I will catch you with the latest news, notes, or my personal thoughts, theories, and opinions about the game of Major League Baseball. Peace.